Hello and welcome to Cover, our semi-regular review of sporting books where I give you my opinion of what's out there on the bookshelves at the moment. And if you've got a book you'd like us to review, we'd love to hear from you. Indeed, if you'd like to respond to anything that I've had to say, there is the email address that you can get in touch with us with, sean.everett@supersport.com. Now, before we get on to today's book, a little bit of a preamble. We started this show back in the dark days of lockdown level 4, and we've covered the good, the bad, and the ugly on the show. But every now and then, if you're lucky, something special comes along, and I'm very pleased today to have something special for you. And here it is. The Sunshine Boys by Dan Retief, an official publication of the Sunshine Tour. During the course of the program, I'm going to be talking about the book, and you'll be able to see where you can get your hands on a copy. And I would encourage you to do that straight away, because any money that you spend on it is going to go towards the National Junior Development Centre. That's a facility established to assist youth and sports development. Well, as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the average book that we review on this program. A proper coffee table book, but in saying a coffee table book, in my opinion, that's normally tells the tale of something you're not allowed to touch, that has to be absolutely sacrosanct. And this is not one of those books. It's not a fashion statement, and I would like to urge every golf club in South Africa to buy at least one copy of this book. Have it available for your members. Don't stick it behind a glass screen. Make it that your members get familiar with it. Let the pages become dog-eared, then buy another one, because this is a living history, celebrating not just where we've been as a golfing nation, but also where we're going. It contains some jaw-dropping pictures from history, not just our major winners lifting trophies, although all of those are there. But what about Ernie Els, age 16, on the putting green with the old master himself, Bobby Locke. So there's also a great picture of Bobby playing the banjo. The pictures are great, but more than anything else, what distinguishes this book is the quality of the writing. I've said up front that Dan Retief is the author, although technically he refers to himself as the editor. And that's because there are many pieces inside written by the golfing Illuminati, people such as Grant Winter, Michael Flismus, Iqbal Khan, Lungani Zama. But the vast majority of this book is Dan, and he deserves the credit, since quite clearly it is, beyond all else, a labour of love. Now, the book sits neatly in two pieces after a brief sketch of how Scottish professionals encouraged the early game in this country. The influence of Sid Bruce is analysed, man who won our national championship in 4 decades, the 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s, and also finished runner-up to Henry Cotton at the Open Championship at Royal St George's in 1934. Well, then we move on to the individual chapters on South Africa's major winners. And the second half of the book then tells the tale of how the Sunshine Tour came to be, to thrive, to act as an enabler for golfers of all races, genders and hues. It's a delightful miscellany of stories and a doffing of the hat to institutions such as Nomads, who have given so much to the game in this country. The chapters dealing with Bobby Locke, Gary Player and Ernie Els are simply magnificent. The necessary gravitas is always there, but these pages are not somber. They tell stories with pride of extraordinary men. And there's plenty of humour along the way, including the search for Locke's legendary putter, Trusty Rusty. Well, even if you think you know someone's story really well, there's always room to be surprised. And Dan includes his own interview with the now late Theodore Ernest Vermaak, Ernie's granddad, after whom the great man was named. Ernie was a founding member of Kempton Park Golf Club, and it was he who ignited the golfing flame in Klein Ernie and Brother Dirk all those years ago. Then there's the wonderful tale of a 14-year-old Louis Oosthuizen at the National Boys Club Championships at Rand Park in 1996. Louis and his dad in the big city on an adventure from the farm in Albertina. Pete Oosthuizen was so scared of being caught in the Joburg traffic that they got onto the course hours too early for their 9 a.m. tee time, and as fate would have it, someone failed to pitch for the 7 a.m. group, and Louis was told to go and join them, and that is how Louis first met a 12-year-old Charles Schwartzel for the first time, and how two major winners played together in a boys' championship at Rand Park. Among the major winners covered so admirably in the book is our greatest lady golfer, Sally Little. It's wonderful to see Sally approaching 70 and giving so much back to the community at Metropolitan Golf Club in Cape Town, the course where she honed one of the most admired swings in the game. There is, of course, extensive coverage of black golf in the book, with Iqbal Khan's gently seething piece on Papua Sugolam, and Lungani Zama's retrospective on Vincent Shabalala are a couple of the standouts. There's also the wonderful news that Pimville's own Gary Player signature course, Soweto Country Club, has been utterly rejuvenated, thanks to the efforts of, among others, Selwyn Nathan and the late great Andrew Mlangeni. And I particularly enjoyed Lungani's piece about playing the course itself, which encapsulates the joy that golf can bring and the game's ability to lift us out of our daily lives. So let me put my cards on the table. First of all, Dan Retief is an old friend of mine. We've been arguing in press rooms and enjoying rugby and golf together for nearly 30 years. I'm also proud to say that I'm a friend and admirer of virtually everyone involved with the writing of this book. So you might say I am biased, but here's the point. When something extraordinary comes along, I would not be doing my job properly if I didn't acknowledge and celebrate that fact. So I give you the Sunshine Boys. I urge you to buy it, and for the first time in history of cover to cover, it's no less than 10 out of 10. Well done, Dan. I'm proud of you.